Hi guys, it's Kika, your lifestyle blogger. We are going to talk about powder rooms. Yes. So I'm thinking of adding a powder room to my basement speakeasy in the year 2026. So I'm planning and I'm preparing and I'm thinking about all of the things. So come on this journey with me as we talk about powder rooms. We will also talk about ways that you can give your interior design an extra pop of color. Some people like to put focal walls in their interior design space, but I'm here to tell you there is a new design element in town, and that is putting wallpaper on your ceiling. So let's talk about that too.
If you like to play with color and pattern, this episode is for you. Be sure to log on to my YouTube channel.
I am excited about the possibility of putting a powder room in this basement speakeasy. That way my guests do not have to go upstairs and walk through my living space just to use the bathroom. Everything will be down here. So when we have parties, we're drinking, we're playing games and just kind of doing all those things, they will have access to a restroom, which is very, very important because I really don't want everyone just walking through my house, especially if they've been drinking and all of that kind of thing. We're dealing with intoxication. So it's better just to stay down in the party room area, which is this area. And so that is going to be a work in progress. But let's talk about all of the things that need to go into a powder room and what we're going to do to make this design come to life in 2026. Okay, so first and foremost, before we even get to the design of the powder room, there are some things that I need to perfect, and that is the entrance to the front entry before you're actually even entering the speakeasy. So I'm going to use some little bit of a different design element in this area because, as you've seen in the beginning of this video, I talked a little bit about the wallpaper that's on the ceiling. So what we want to do is, since the entranceway is a smaller area and it's a little bit more intimate, we're going to go all out on the design elements in this space, and we're going to put that same wallpaper that is on the back wall also on the ceiling. And then on the opposite wall, we're going to do some color. We're probably going to go darker with more of a black. That way, all the white fixtures that I have on there and letters that says home and all of those things, that'll actually pop. So we're going to make some changes in that space, and then we're going to move down to the basement speakeasy. We're going to finish the design of you see this door right here? That's the door that's going to actually go on the wine cellar. So we're going to finish that wine cellar. And then in 2026, we will be ready to implement the powder room. So I want to tell you a little bit more about that. So keep watching. So now I'm in my basement speakeasy, and I have to say, I absolutely love the space. The dark walls, floor, and just the ambience of the room really sets things apart from the other areas of the house. So of course I'm going to want to go all out in this space. So let's talk a little bit about some design features that we are going to do in the basement speakeasy to change things up. Keep watching. Guys, so we're on our way shopping, and there's a few things that I want you to think about when you are shopping for your basement speakeasy, your powder room, just kind of all of those things. I want you to think about these 5 elements. Element number 1, smells. You want to make sure that your house has a lovely scent when people walk in. So always put smells accessible to the areas that they are going to enter. So having smells at the entrance, like this one, is key. Element number 2, visual. Remember that people are very visual. So what you give them to see when they first enter your space is going to set the tone for the experience that they are going to have when they are experiencing your space. So a visual element like this wall feature here is always a winner. Element number 3, a mirror. Adding a decorative mirror adds depth to your small space. Element number 4, lighting. Lighting provides a design element to your space that captures the mood. Always add intricate lighting to your design space. And 5, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the detail. You want to make sure that the numbers on your house are bold and large enough so that people can find you. You want to make sure that your light bulbs are bright and changed so that people will know where you are. You're serving them treats. You want to make sure that you're serving them from a nice serving dish. When they are washing their hands, you want to ensure that they are able to wash them from beautiful and comfortable napkins. And as you can see, this matches my wallpaper. So everything is cohesive. All right, everybody. So I hope that going over those tips of things that you can put in your space to enhance it, make it better, make it fabulous, I hope that was helpful. So now what I would like to do is change gears a little bit, and we're going to get into the design of this door that's going to go on my wine cellar. Now, I have had this door for months, and I am a person that searches on Facebook Marketplace to find all of these great deals. And I happened to find a glass pantry door that was on Facebook Marketplace some months back. It had to be like over 6 months ago. Anyway, it was a great opportunity to purchase that door at a great price, even though I wasn't quite ready to get to the point of working on the wine cellar. But now we are nearing the time where we're going to start working on this wine cellar. And I am ecstatic and excited about this. So I want to take you on this journey with me. But what we're going to start with first is painting that door and seeing what we can do to kind of change things and bring it to life. I want to give it more of a wine cellar vibe, even though it's a pantry door, but it works because my basement speakeasy is called what? The pantry. So we're going to make this work. So come on this journey with me on this next part of this design video. Keep watching. All right, guys. So let's talk about what I have here. And this stuff I purchased, remember, over 6 months ago. I was ready in my mind to get started on this project, but physically, it just wasn't time. I still had some odds and end things that I needed to do to the basement speakeasy and to the upstairs of my home. So simultaneously, I'm known for this, to have all of these great ideas and these things happening at one time. I don't know. I'm just a person that functions that way. I have to be busy. I have to have something over there going on, something over here going on. But finally, we are at the point where we're nearing the end of the design to my basement speakeasy. So the biggest project right now that we have to complete is the wine cellar. And I've been talking about this for months, I'll say. I want to say since last year, but for a very long time, I have been talking about this wine cellar. So now it's time to bring that design aesthetic to life. So the first thing that I did, I told you about the door that I purchased, but then I also went out and I purchased some paint at Home Depot. And I purchased this red paint because it goes really well with my basement speakeasy design, especially that back brick wallpaper that I have. So this is a crimson dark red paint. It kind of reminds me of an apple that you would see, a really good apple that's fully bloomed and all of that. So I really love this paint color. So I have that, and I just got myself a quart of it, and they put that at the top. Have not used it yet, but we are going to use this to tackle that door. And we're going to start painting that door. Now, in my mind, I thought maybe I'd have my neighbor cut the door down for me a little bit and then I'd paint it, because this door is going to need to be modified in order to fit that room. However, I just thought about it. I'm going to go ahead and get it painted so that way I can help the people that are going to be helping me bring this vision to life. I can help them see what I'm actually seeing, because I have all of these wonderful things in my head, but I don't do very well at explaining it. So I feel like if I move it forward, I paint the door, that's going to give them the idea that I have in my head, and then they can help me bring it to life. Now, I know I'm going to have some touch-ups, but I do have a fairly large can here to be able to take care of those touch-ups. Let's talk about the paint here for a second. The paint is huge because I only go with Behr paint. And the reason why I use Behr is because it already comes with the primer in the paint. So when you're painting, it doesn't matter which way you move your brush, everything is going to dry evenly. And I like that a lot. Now the door that we're working with is all white. So that's going to be even better for this design feature because that means it's going to take the paint very well. So I'm really excited about that. Additionally, with that door, it doesn't have a knob. So I went ahead and I purchased this. Since it's going to be a wine cellar, and since I'm going to get imported wine, or when I go start traveling overseas into different countries and different places, I'm going to make sure that I always pick up a bottle of wine to put in my wine cellar. But because it's special like that, it is very important for me to make sure that I have a lock on that door. So this is actually a key code that I can program, and only myself or whoever I give the code to will be able to enter that room. So I can go all out and spin with imported wines, expensive wines, just all of that stuff in that room because it will be safe behind my glass coated door. So I'm excited about that. And that's what a wine cellar is all about, right? So let me bring your attention to the door to show you what we're starting to work with, because there's going to be some before and after that you'll need to see. So keep watching. So this is my lovely door. It's a pantry door, like I said. So the glass is all the things pantry. The glass is frosted. It does have the intricate details. It says pantry here. I'll bring you up closer so you can kind of take a good look at that. And then it has like a food etching here. And then the rest of the door is just white all the way around. And then down here, it has an opening for the actual lock. So this is all available. So that's the lock that I'm going to include on the door. So I bought that lock so we can put it specifically on this door. However, all of this white that you see is going to be painted that crimson red. However, what I wanted to do initially is I wanted to get rid of this edging. Because as you can see, the reason why I wanted to get rid of the edging is because I wanted to hang a beautiful chandelier in the middle of that wine cellar room, because in there is a bunch of shelves and things like that. So hanging a chandelier would just be absolutely perfect. However, I don't know how to get rid of this frost. So if you have a tip on how to get rid of frosting from an actual pantry door, please include that in the comments, because I need to know that, because I would love for the chandelier to be able to show through this glass, and then the beautiful wine bottle sitting on the shelves in that room, I would like people to be able to see through it from this glass, even though they don't have access to that room. But it just gives it a design feature that is going to top off the speakeasy like no other. So I really, really, really want that. So if you have any tips on how to get rid of this frosted glass, please comment below. Stop the video right there, because in the next subsequent videos you are going to get to see us put that door on the wine cellar and clean out that wine cellar and getting it all ready. And trust me, that is a whole nother video. But in the meantime, what you are going to see is the finishing of the paint on the outside of my home. So we're wrapping all of those things up, and the painters actually come out Monday and Tuesday. So I'm going to have some video footage for you for that. However, I wanted to say this real quick. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, please do so by hitting that subscribe button. That way you get notifications when I upload a new YouTube video. Equally, if you're not following me on social media platforms, I'm on two, Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you do that. There are different contents that I post on there. Sometimes, if you are my friend, there's private posts that I have that the public does not see. And if you're following me, there are posts that you will be able to see before I post it here on the YouTube platform. Another thing that I am trying to do is I am posting blog posts on YouTube. So sometimes you will get a blog post that will come out right before the video, just to give you a little bit more background and details before you actually watch the video. So I am encouraging you to follow me on the blog post and also follow me on my social media platforms, because it'll just give you a better perspective. It'll allow us to be able to interact, and who knows, you'll get just a lot more out of it and out of this content if you are on those platforms as well. So thank you so much for watching. Until the next video.